Hi, everybody. Welcome to an edition of Yo on the Go Leadership Moments, where we look to upgrade all the vehicles in life. Today, I have a very special guest, Eric Krotkov, Chief Science Officer of the Toyota Research Institute. He's an experienced technology executive with a demonstrated history of AI research and development across all parts of industry, whether it be academia, government, and the commercial sector. Eric, this is just really great to have you on the program. We talked a little bit about, what it takes to be a leader, both now and in the future. I just wanted to ask you, what does TRI do as a leader in the industry? Could you share a little bit about that?
Great. First of all, Terrence, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here with you. TRI, the Toyota Research Institute, is almost 5 years old, and our charter is to develop and explore new technologies that could potentially become new products and new businesses for Toyota Motor Company, our parent. And our leadership is really in artificial intelligence and in exploring the frontier for how AI can be applied to benefit society and add to Toyota's already highly accomplished manufacturing of cars. So that's the vision for the Toyota Research Institute.
Great. So Toyota Research is an institution that leads by looking at the far-reaching, cutting-edge ideas and to be able to bring that into the consumer technology. That's really, really interesting. I'm curious how, as a chief science officer, you help to lead and guide this institution into the next steps.
My role as the chief science officer is to lead the farthest out efforts. We have four main thrust areas right now: automated driving, home robots, materials, discovery of materials, and machine-assisted cognition. Those latter two, materials and cognition, are poorly formulated. So those are the two things that I'm most active with right now. And we also have a very healthy university partnership program. So I help connect the faculty members at some of our best AI universities with the researchers at TRI and other parts of Toyota. And the job of the chief science officer is to keep pushing those frontiers and not to pick easy problems. And it's okay to pick some and fail every once in a while. That's one of the things that's really hard to get used to. Failure is okay. And if you're not failing every once in a while, you're not asking hard enough questions. You're not pushing far enough into the future. So that's one of my tasks as the CSO, to set a culture where that kind of high risk taking, where you can get a high reward, is that people are comfortable with that.
Interesting. So you shared a little bit of a nuance in the chief science officer role versus, let's say, a chief technology officer role, right? So technology seems to be a little bit more closer to the commercialization or implementation. The science is looking farther out into more of the esoteric unknown.
That's a good way to put it. I mean, science and technology are very intertwined, and I certainly deal with technology as well as natural science. We have a number of people, with physics, chemistry, material science, sort of the natural sciences, the computational sciences, and increasingly for our cognition effort, we now have behavioral scientists. Roughly half the people at TRI have a PhD. A quarter of them have a master's degree. So they're all very well trained and educated and pushing the frontiers.
That's really interesting. I mean, you shared those four highlights, right? Autonomous vehicles, cognition support, robots, as well as advanced materials. That's a very broad slew of expertise. I'm curious about your history and how you were able to, have this very broad experience in order to lead an organization like this.
Thank you for asking, Terrence. I've been an IEEE member for 37 years now, so I've been at it for a
Wow.
long time. An undergraduate degree in philosophy, a graduate degree in
Mm.
computer science. I was a professor. I worked at a small company. I worked for the government, and now I work in a big company. And through it all, the thrill, the excitement, the thing that keeps me very excited is um, connecting the discoveries we make to society, to a social good. Toyota has that so top of mind. It's great to work for that company.
Mm.
My previous life, when I worked at DARPA, I helped to develop the PackBot and the Talon, which are both carryable
Okay.
mobile robots that were used to defuse roadside bombs and booby traps in caves, places that were too dangerous for people to go. I felt like that really contributed. I know that those robots saved lives. And that's a social contribution. We're hoping that our work on automated driving and home robots will have a similar kind of impact where reducing injuries and deaths on the road, and also letting people live in their houses longer and have a more fulfilling older age. Are really ways to give back. So that's the special sauce that we try
Mm.
to bring in, not just writing good papers and patents, but helping society.
I really hear that that heart that you have, right, to save lives, to be able to contribute to the greater society, and I can see that that broad experience you had, even as an undergraduate, doing very broad experiences, has really given you that unique set of skills, that skill stack that allows you to be the chief science officer and to work at these very broad social level scale. Implementations of science and technology. I'm curious, what do you have to share to the new up and coming IEEE members, right? You 37 years. What about the ones who've only been around for 3.5 years or 3.7 years? What kind of experiences and things that you would want to share to them in terms of giving that guide star for their career?
I think one piece of advice, if I had known back when I was a rising star 37 years ago, would be that you're not going to end up in a single career. Like I said, I zigzagged all over the place, but I've been doing AI and kind of similar style of work all through, just for lots of different organizations. So don't feel like you have to make a choice that will then lock you into a narrow little lane for the rest of your career. You're going to have plenty of chances to bring your discoveries, your curiosity, your ideas, and hopefully the contributions you make to society all over. So just remain open to that and don't lock yourself into a little lane.
Well, thanks for that. And that's somewhat different from the typical going up the chain of a specific
Yeah.
company, being able to work through all levels of management, what have you. Certainly going the zigzag path, going the distributed, basically distributed path. What are the challenges of doing that? And since you've had this very long-standing career, can you share what those challenges are and how to overcome them?
Um, it's kind of one of the challenges is to just settle. And, it's more comfortable, it's easier. I'm going to settle into this role and just kind of cruise along. And so you've got to push yourself to remain curious, remain open, and that requires pushing yourself. So that's not a comfortable, easy thing.
Hmm.
And you just have to have the courage and the belief that it's going to pay off. And that gives you the strength to do it. Um, I think that's the best perspective I can offer on that right now, Terrence.
Wow, thank you so much, Eric, for this really interesting interview about the concepts of TRI and what its grand vision is, and how your experience, your very broad experience, has given all of those things to put you in a place of leadership and a place to not only share about what you've done in the past, but also where you're going to be contributing in the future. These are really great experiences that all of the rising stars should hear. So the audience, if you're interested in hearing more about Eric and his passion and his future vision for the future, please look at the links below and click on registration in order to register for the IEEE Rising Stars Conference. There you'll be able to hear more of Eric's vision, as well as the other speakers, featured speakers at the IEEE Rising Stars. Eric, this was really great to spend time with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Terrence. Hey, everybody, I look forward to seeing you in January.
As well. Until next time, bye.
Bye-bye.